Commander Crow pressed his scaled hand against the scanner. The device beeped twice, then showed him something impossible. "This cannot be right," he whispered. His mining crew stood behind him, deep beneath the red surface of Mars. They had drilled down looking for rare metals. Instead, they found something else, something huge. "Commander, the readings show metal," said Vorn, his engineer. "But not just any metal. This alloy does not exist in our databases." Crowl stared at the wall of rock before them. Behind it, the scanner showed massive structures. Ships, maybe, or buildings. Whatever they were, they stretched for miles underground. "How deep?" Crowl asked. 2 miles below surface, perfectly preserved in the rock. "How old?" Vorn checked his equipment again. He looked up, his 3 eyes wide with shock. 50,000 years, maybe older. The crew went silent. 50,000 years ago, humans did not exist. Or so everyone believed. Earth's humans had only reached space 300 years ago. They were new to the galaxy, weak, their ships were slow. Their weapons were basic. The Galactic Council barely noticed them. But this changed everything. 3 days later, the site was full of activity. Ships from a dozen worlds circled Mars. The Galactic Council sent their best scientists. They cut through the rock carefully. Slowly, when they finally broke through, everyone stopped breathing. A ship, a warship. It sat in a massive cavern, untouched by time. The hull was black and smooth, reflecting their lights like a mirror. Strange symbols covered its surface. The design was like nothing they had ever seen, sleek, deadly, beautiful. "How big is it?" asked Dr. Tekka, the Council's lead scientist. 3 miles long, Porn reported, and there are more. Hundreds more. All around us, buried in the rock. A human voice spoke from behind them. "Those symbols are human." Everyone turned. A young man stood at the entrance, wearing a simple gray suit. He had brown hair and tired eyes. His badge said, "Dr. Tom Webb, Earth Archaeological Institute." "Impossible," Tekka said. "Humans are a young species." Tom walked forward, staring at the symbols. His hands shook. "I spent 10 years studying ancient Earth languages. Languages we barely remember. These symbols." He touched the hull gently. "These are from Earth's oldest myths. From before recorded history. You are saying humans built this?" Crowl could not believe it. "I am saying maybe we forgot who we were." For 2 weeks, teams studied the fleet. Every day brought new shocks. The ship's armor was stronger than anything in the galaxy. The weapon systems used principles modern science did not understand. The power cores ran on controlled singularities, black holes, tamed and contained. "This technology is impossible," Tekka said during a council meeting. "Even the oldest races cannot build ships like this." "But someone did," replied Ambassador Gren from the council. "And they were human." Fear spread through the council chambers. If ancient humans could build this, what else could they do? Were modern humans dangerous? Should the fleet be destroyed? Tom heard these debates. He spent his nights aboard the lead ship, studying its systems. The other scientists gave up, unable to understand the technology. But Tom felt something. A pull. A connection. On the 15th night, he found it. A chamber at the ship's center. The door opened when he touched it, recognizing something in his DNA. Inside, a sphere of blue light floated above a pedestal. Tom stepped closer. The light pulsed like a heartbeat. "Hello." He whispered. The sphere flashed brighter. Then a voice filled his mind. Deep, ancient, powerful. Human DNA recognized. Authorization granted. Guardian protocol activating. Tom fell to his knees as the voice grew louder. "I am Guardian. I have waited 50,000 years. You have returned. What are you?" Tom asked, his voice shaking. "I am the memory, The Keeper, the last voice of the Empire. What empire? The sphere pulsed. Throughout the cavern, lights began turning on. One by one, the buried ships started to glow. Their power cores, silent for 50 millennia, began to hum. Alarms blared through the research station. Scientists ran to their instruments. Krall grabbed his communicator. All ships evacuate. The fleet is waking up. Tom remained in the chamber, frozen, as Guardian spoke words that would change the galaxy forever. The fleet rises. Humanity's children have come home, and we have much to tell you. Outside, beneath Mars' red soil, 500 warships began to wake from their ancient sleep. Asterisk, the blue sphere expanded, filling the chamber with light. Tom shielded his eyes, but could not look away. Images flooded his mind. Cities that touched the stars, fleets that numbered in thousands, worlds transformed into gardens. What am I seeing? Tom gasped. The truth, Guardian replied. The history your people forgot. Around Mars, panic spread through the alien ships. Commander Krall watched his screens in horror as more lights appeared beneath the surface. The entire planet seemed to be glowing from within. Get the council, representatives, he shouted. Now, within the hour, the most powerful beings in the galaxy gathered in the command center. Ambassador Gren spoke first, his voice tight with fear. Can we shut it down? We tried, Tekka said, her fingers dancing across her console. Nothing works. The systems are responding only to human DNA markers. Only Dr. Webb can access them. Then get him out of there. He is not responding to our calls. Gren slammed his fist on the table. This is a threat to galactic security. If we cannot control this fleet, we must destroy it. Destroy it? Vorn stepped forward. Sir, these ships are indestructible. Our weapons cannot even scratch the hull. Then what do we do? No one had an answer. Inside the chamber, Tom sat on the floor, his head in his hands. The visions continued. Guardian showed him everything 50,000 years ago. Humanity was not weak. They were the masters of 1,000 worlds. Their empire stretched across half the galaxy. They built wonders. They brought peace. Other races looked to humans as protectors and teachers. We were powerful? Tom asked. You were the strongest. Your fleets defended the galaxy. Your scientists unlocked the secrets of creation itself. Then what happened? Why did we forget? The sphere pulsed dark red. The images changed. Tom saw something else now. Something coming from the void between galaxies. Dark shapes that consumed everything in their path. Planets died. Stars went cold. Entire civilizations vanished. The Devourers, Guardian said, its voice filled with ancient rage. They came from beyond. They consumed all life. Nitrogen monoxide reason. And no mercy, only hunger. Tom watched in horror as the Devourers swept through the galaxy like a plague. World after world fell. The other races tried to fight. They failed. Their weapons were useless. Their shields meant nothing. Only humans stood a chance. Tom whispered, understanding now. Yes, your ancestors gathered every ship, every weapon, every soldier. The final fleet numbered 10,000 vessels. They met the Devourers at the galaxy's edge. The battle lasted for years. Tom saw fleets clash in the darkness of space. Humans fought with everything they had. Ships fell by the hundreds. But slowly, impossibly, they won. The Devourers were driven back, pushed beyond the galactic rim. But victory came at a terrible cost. 90% of your military died, Guardian explained. Your colonies were destroyed. Your technology was lost. The survivors had nothing left. They fled to Earth, the homeworld. They hoped to rebuild. But they never did, Tom said quietly. No, the trauma was too great. They abandoned technology. They buried their history. Within a few generations, everything was forgotten. Humanity became small. And this fleet? The last emperor ordered it buried here on Mars. A failsafe, a final defense. If the Devourers ever returned, the fleet would wake. IT would remember when humanity could not. Tom stood up slowly. His legs felt weak. Why now? Why wake up after 50,000 years? The sphere turned blood red. Because they have returned. The command center erupted in chaos. Every long-range sensor in the Mars orbit suddenly screamed warnings. Contact, Vorn shouted. Multiple contacts at the galaxy's edge. Tekka pulled up the readings. Her face went pale. No, this is impossible. What is it? Gren demanded. Unknown ships. Hundreds of them. They are moving toward the inner systems. And they are, consuming everything in their path. Krall felt his blood run cold. Consuming? 3 colonies in the outer rim just went dark. No distress calls, no survivors. Just nothing. The room went silent. Then Gren spoke, his voice barely a whisper. How long until they reach the core worlds? At their current speed, 6 months. Can our fleet stop them? Tekka checked her data. She shook her head. Our weapons have no effect. It is like shooting at shadows. They pass through shields. They ignore armor. They just consume. Gren looked at the image of Mars on the main screen. The buried fleet was fully awake now, glowing beneath the surface like captured stars. We need those ships, he said finally. We need the humans. Below, in the ancient chamber, Tom faced Guardian. What do you need from me? He asked. Your permission, your command. You are human. The fleet answers to you. Tom thought of the alien races above. They had always looked down on humanity, called them weak, primitive. But now they needed help. Now they needed the power that humans had buried and forgotten. He took a deep breath. Wake the fleet, Tom said. All of it. The sphere blazed white. Command accepted. Waking fleet. Humanity rises again. Asterisk Mars trembled in orbit. Commander Krall watched his sensors go wild. All ships move back? Move back now. The red surface of Mars cracked. Massive fissures split the ground, spreading for miles. Dust and rock exploded upward as something beneath pushed toward the sky. The first ship emerged slowly, majestically. Its black hull caught the sunlight, gleaming like obsidian. Then another appeared, and another. Within minutes, the sky above Mars filled with vessels, each one ancient, each one deadly, each one ready for war. 500 warships rose from their grave. By the gods, Tekka whispered, watching from the command center. They are beautiful. Ambassador Gren could only stare. These ships made the Council's best warships look like toys. They hung in space like silent predators, waiting. Where is Dr. Webb? Gren asked. Still inside the lead ship, Vorn reported. It is the largest one. The flagship. The flagship drifted forward. It was twice the size of any other vessel, 6 miles long, bristling with weapons that hummed with contained power. Its name appeared on Tekka's translator, Eternal Vigil. Inside the ship, Tom stood on the bridge. It was massive a chamber filled with holographic displays and control stations. But he was alone. The crew that once manned this ship had been dead for 50 millennia. Guardian. I do not know how to command a warship, Tom said, feeling lost. You do not need to. I am the ship. I am the fleet. You need only to give permission, to lead. Your people built me to protect them. Now I protect you. Tom walked to the center of the bridge. A command chair rose from the floor, ancient but perfect. He sat down carefully. The moment he touched the armrests, the ship came alive. Connections formed between his mind and Guardian. He could feel the entire fleet, now 500 ships, all waiting for his word. "Show me the enemy," Tom said. The holographic display changed. It showed the galaxy's edge. Dark shapes moved through space, leaving dead worlds behind them. The Devourers. Just like in his vision. Just like 50,000 years ago. The Council's fleets are engaging them now, Guardian reported. Tom watched the battle unfold. 100 Council warships opened fire on the Devourers. Missiles, lasers, plasma cannons, everything they had. The weapons passed through the dark shapes like they were not there. Then the Devourers swept forward. Where they touched the Council ships, metal dissolved. Shields collapsed. Entire vessels vanished in seconds. "They are dying," Tom said. His voice tight. "Modern weapons cannot harm them. Only ancient human technology can penetrate their dimensional shields. Then we go now. Before more die. Confirmed. Engaging jump drives." The Council fleet was retreating in chaos when the sky split open. 500 black ships emerged from jump space, appearing in perfect formation. The Devourers paused, as if sensing something they remembered, something they feared. On the eternal vigil, Tom gripped his armrests. "Guardian, can we save them?" "We can try." The ancient fleet moved forward. Their weapons charged not the crude energy weapons of modern ships, but something else. Something that bent reality itself. Blue light gathered along the hulls of every vessel. Firing. The galaxy lit up. Beams of pure energy lanced through space, striking the Devourers dead on. This time, the enemy did not pass through unharmed. This time, they screamed a sound that echoed through every sensor, every communication channel. The dark shapes twisted and burned. Where the ancient weapons hit, the Devourers dissolved into nothing. They tried to flee, but the human fleet was faster. The battle lasted only 10 minutes when it ended. The Devourers were gone. Destroyed. The Council ships floated in space, damaged but alive. Their crews staring in shock at their saviors. Ambassador Gren stood in the command center, unable to speak. The communication channels were silent. Everyone in the galaxy had watched the battle. Everyone had seen the truth. Humanity was not weak. They never were. They had simply forgotten. Tom's voice came through the speakers, transmitted from the Eternal Vigil. "This is Dr. Tom Webb to all Council ships. The immediate threat is gone, but more Devourers are coming. Guardian confirms it. They are heading for the core worlds in force. What do we do?" Gren asked, his pride gone, replaced by desperate hope. "What we did 50,000 years ago," Tom replied. "We fight. We protect. But this time, we do not do it alone. The Council fleets will join us. We share our technology. We teach you what we learned. Together, we stop them. Why?" Gren asked. "Why help us after we treated you so poorly?" Tom was quiet for a moment. Then he spoke, his voice carrying the weight of 50,000 years of lost history. "Because that is what humans do. We protect those who cannot protect themselves. We always have. Even when we forgot who we were, that truth remained. It is in our blood, our souls. We are the defenders. We always were." The ancient fleet turned as one, forming a wall between the Devourers and the inhabited galaxy. On every ship, weapons charged. Shields powered up. The bridge of the Eternal Vigil glowed with ancient power. Guardian's voice echoed through every communication channel in the galaxy, a declaration, a promise, a warning to any who threatened the innocent. The fleet remembers. Humanity has returned, and we will defend what we love until the stars go cold. On Mars, the empty cavern stood silent, no longer hiding secrets. The truth was free. Humanity's ancient war fleet had risen again, and the galaxy would never be the same. The end, asterisk.